Welcome to Halftime Football, where today, in the finale of an 8-part series, I'll be previewing Group H of the 2022 World Cup. So in Group H, we have a few ties with teams seeking vengeance, as Uruguay, South Korea, Portugal and Ghana make up the numbers in a group filled with animosity. We'll start off by taking a look at the first ever winners of the World Cup, Uruguay, who honestly have fallen off dramatically from the heights of being world champions. La Celeste come into Qatar after a relatively disgraceful qualifying campaign, which to be fair to them was enough to see them through, but horrendous defeats like a 3-0 battering against Bolivia, a 4-1 drubbing by Brazil and a 3-0 loss to Argentina are massive blemishes as they enter the World Cup. A defeat at the hands of Iran in September also planted yet another seed of doubt in Uruguayan minds, and their quarter-final exit in the Copa America was yet another mood killer. All in all, Uruguay's form coming into the 2022 World Cup has been nothing short of disgraceful, and this could lead to even more humiliation in Qatar. Of course though, Uruguay have and have always had talent, with this generation's stars Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani looking to shine in what will certainly be their last World Cups. Either of those playing up top will see Liverpool man Darwin Núñez pushed out to the left wing, while Fede Valverde will look to echo the performances he's been producing for Real Madrid. However, star defender Ronald Araujo's fitness is quite doubtful despite being included in the squad, but other than that, no one really major misses out. The Uruguayans will want to go further than the quarter-final spot they achieved in 2018, where world champions France knocked them out, as manager Diego Alonso takes charge of his first major tournament. Uruguay's squad however do appear old and outdated, and recent form doesn't really indicate that any sort of magical run is going to happen in Qatar. Moving on to one of the 6 Asian teams at this year's World Cup, and South Korea arrive in Qatar with relative optimism considering recent results. In the AFC qualifiers, the Koreans played in splendid style, losing just one game in the final group round, which even then came after they'd already qualified. A win and a draw against the Iran side who topped the group and appear in red-hot form will be a confidence booster, especially when facing Uruguay, as the Iranians themselves have recently defeated La Celeste. Friendly matches have also seen Korea beat the likes of Cameroon and Iceland in solid performances which have certainly given them plenty of hope ahead of the World Cup. As always, Korea's main man will be national hero Heung-min Son, who despite patchy form for Spurs this season will undoubtedly be a massive thorn in the side of any back line. Napoli star Kim Min-jae will look to display the form that saw his stock catapult in the past couple of years, while despite heading slightly off track recently, midfield man Kang-in Lee will be raring to go in Qatar. While the star player Heung-min Son hasn't been fit recently due to a fractured eye, he's declared himself ready for the tournament, meaning Korea have no major injuries or major omissions from their squad. South Korea will be wanting to build on that performance against Germany 4 years ago, where despite already being eliminated, they showed grit and determination to grind out a late win. Paulo Bento's side have showed relatively solid consistency in their performances as of late, though they'll need to be at the top of their game if they're to stand any chance of going through in Qatar. Next up, we have a Portugal squad filled to the brim with talent who, despite recent distractions, will be looking to prove that they're more than just a good team on paper. The Portuguese, however, endured an incredibly difficult qualifying campaign which they entirely brought on themselves, as they ended up finishing second in their groups, meaning they had to go through the playoffs. Of course though, they quite fortunately were able to face Macedonia in the final after they beat Italy, but a meal was certainly made out of a qualifying campaign which should have been relatively straightforward. Strong performances in the Nations League have followed nonetheless though, particularly with a 4-0 win against Switzerland. However, the demons of their round of 16 Euro exit last year are still lingering. The reason I call those demons is because with the squad Portugal have, they should realistically be doing a lot better than they have. Cristiano Ronaldo has been embroiled in controversy and a major subject of media talk ahead of the World Cup, which could well disturb the mood in the Portuguese camp, but he'll still be looking to conjure up the magic that he's capable of. Man City trio João Cancelo, Ruben Dias and Bernardo Silva form a world-class triangle, while Bruno Fernandes and Rafael Leao will look to be of use in the final third. Portugal come into Qatar facing off against the enemy that knocked them out of the 2018 World Cup, as Uruguay saw them off 2-0 in a very mature performance, and I know they definitely won't have forgotten that. Despite inconsistent form, this incredibly talented Portuguese side are poised on paper to win their first ever World Cup, though the archaic and outdated tactics of Fernando Santos could well hinder that. Now for the final team of Group H and the final team of the tournament for me to preview, the Black Stars of Ghana return to the World Cup after missing out 4 years ago. However, the Ghanaians come to Qatar in, simply put, terrible form, as they barely even scraped into the tournament in the first place. They only just got through the preliminary group on goal difference before away goals saw them through against Nigeria in the playoffs, and in another shocking set of displays, is they were seen off in the group stage of AFCON earlier this year. A recent 2-0 win against Switzerland will be a morale booster for the Black Stars, but looking at their general form over the past year, Ghana will need nothing short of a miracle to progress from Group H. Then again, of course they have those looking to create that miracle, including young gun Kamaldeen Sulemana, who should be present in a forward line which includes the newly declared Ghanaian Iñaki Williams. Thomas Partey and Mohamed Kudus will form 2/3 of what on paper appears to be a very strong midfield, while the likes of Tariq Lamptey and Mohamed Salisu will be wanting to maintain a strong defensive record. Jojo Wallacott, who is likely to start in goal for Ghana, misses out through injury, but manager Otto Addo hasn't really sprung any surprises with his squad in general. Ghana will want to redeem themselves after picking up just 1 point in their last tournament in 2014 in a group which was similar in opposition to this one quality-wise, while failing to qualify in 2018 should also be an extra motivator. Generally though, things really aren't looking good for Ghana, as Otto Addo's side will do well to even win a game based on current form, though me and many others will hope that win comes against Uruguay in a tale of sweet revenge. Now as for my personal predictions, and to be honest I'm going boring here. Portugal will end up topping the group on 9 points, going 3 for 3 in their games, while Uruguay will progress on 4 points after also being held to a draw against the fired up Ghana side. Ghana themselves will end on a measly point after being beaten by South Korea, who themselves won't pick up more than 3. So Portugal and Uruguay will be heading through to the knockouts, while South Korea and Ghana crash out in pitiful style. Anyway, that's all for my preview of the final group of the 2022 World Cup, Group H. As always, please be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Let me know down below what you think of my preview and prediction, and I'll see you next time.